Hello folks, I'm going to be getting back out in the garage again today. Today again I have a specific goal of getting to a certain point, and that point is having the truck in Regal Red, Rustoleum Regal Red paint. I only have a couple of areas of body work to finish up. Shouldn't take me too long, and then I've got to sand the top and the back. Those areas also shouldn't take too long. I'll be using the DA sander with 220 grit. And then basically the rest of the time will be spent prepping the truck for paint, getting it all clean. And I do also have to sand the cowl there between the hood and the windshield. I've neglected that. I've forgotten all about it actually. To be honest, I put it off to the side and it got forgotten. But I'll need to sand that, and then that'll be painted off the truck, off to the side. But today's goal, Regal Red from Rustoleum. I'll be using the Regal Red. I'll be using hardener. I'll be using acetone, and I'll be using Japan dryer. The weather here is pretty nice today, so I really probably don't have to have the Japan dryer, but I want that stuff to flash off as quickly as possible. So that's the goal for today, and I'll bring you along for the ride. All right, it's about 1:20, and I've got all the body work done, sanded, ready to go. All I got to do is, I'm waiting on this little bit back here, this spot putty to harden. Hopefully it won't crack, but get that sanded down, and then I've got to sand down the top and the back, and then go around with the sandpaper and hit all these little crevices and stuff that I can't get with the sander and with the sanding board. And I'll be ready to paint. But what I'm going to actually do first, there's some areas like this back here that has some bare metal. And then over here where I finished up that big boo-boo that I made yesterday. Hit it with some primer. If I have some regular primer, then I'll use that. I think I do. I have some cold galvanizing compound. I don't know how well that's going to do with the Rustoleum Red, but I may use it. It is gray. At least it'll be easier to cover than if I were to use black. I could use some more of the surfacer, but I really didn't want to have to go back and sand again if I could help it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I'll jump up there and sand all that up there, and the back there, and figure out what I'm going to do from there. Well, I did a little research on this cold galvanizing compound, and from what it says, it's probably not a good idea to put it down and then put try to put the Regal Red over top of it without putting something else on it. So I would have to have a second primer on top of that. So that wouldn't make any sense. So what I did was, let me turn you around here. What I did was I just had some red oxide. The truck is going to be red anyway. Hopefully this won't cause a coverage problem, but we'll have to see. I do plan on putting several coats on it, so we'll go from there. Now I still have to do the sand the top and go around with to get all the little nooks and crannies. But I've already started on some of that, so next time I come in I should be ready to paint, and then I got to clean this bed out so that I can walk around in there without killing myself. But anyway, I should be ready to start squirting some red on it. Okay, I got the top sanded. Now I'm going to go around and do the little finger stuff that you have to do with your fingers and sand that. But meanwhile, I'm taking a little break. You know, these dust masks, they do keep some dust out of your throat and nose and stuff, but they don't keep everything out. So I'm going to wash it down with some root beer. That should help. But bring you back in a little bit when we get ready to start painting. Okay, it's about 3 o'clock. I don't know if you can see me with that light behind me. I hope you can. It's about 3 o'clock. I've tried to rinse this thing down with denatured alcohol. Actually, first I tried with acetone, and that started washing off the new primer that I put on, so I stopped with that. So I tried with denatured alcohol, did the same thing. This stuff just isn't cured yet, but it's okay to go ahead and paint over it. But it was leaving, the spray bomb left little splatters that I was trying to get rid of. So what I ended up doing was just going and lightly scuffing everything with 320, and then finishing up all of the other little stuff that you have to go around and with the fingers, and did all that. So I can't wash it down. I don't have any water out here to get all the dust out. So the paint is going to have some dust in it. I hope to be able to put it on thick enough to where I can buff any of that out. But I did blow it off as best I can. And so now I'll take me a little break and then go ahead and start getting ready for the paint. Okay, getting everything ready. Got the paint stirred. I got the cup there with the filter. I've got a water filter on my paint gun. I was going to use my Binks, but it turns out that I need to change out this part here on the Binks. So I'm going to try this one. If it doesn't work well enough, then I can always, this piece will fit on the Binks cup, so, or the Binks gun. So I'm going to suit up, try to keep some of this dust off of me, coming off of me, getting onto the truck, and then set the cameras up, get this paint mixed. There's a mix ratio for this stuff. Unfortunately, the cup that I have, I borrowed from someone else, it really doesn't break it down like it needs to be. So I'm going to go with 16 ounces of paint, about 20 ounces, or bring it up to 20, actually, let's see. Yeah, 16 ounces paint, 20 ounces of harden, or of thinner, or maybe up to 24, and then just a little bit of a dash of hardener, and then 1 cap full of the Japan dryer. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, as you see, I've got 2 coats on it now. There's a lot of trash in the paint. I can't help that. Even a couple of moth carcasses. But for the most part, turning out pretty good. I was having a little problem with the gun. Oh, on this side it was painting real dry, so I had to go real slow, and then I figured out what was wrong. The part of the gun was loose, so it was letting air escape past. But I mean, the sheen is really pretty darn good. This side over here is going to be a little dry looking until the next coat. The other side I think is a little glossier. Tailgate looking good. I was having a problem with that suit. It was making me sweat so bad that water was actually coming out the sleeve of the suit and getting on the truck, so I had to take it off. I don't think it made any difference, especially now that I'm all wet with sweat. That dust ain't going nowhere until I take a shower. But this side over here, where the gun was shooting correctly, looking pretty darn good. From what I can see in the screen here, the paint color does not look the same as it does in person. The paint color in here looks more orangish red than red, but it's a pretty deep red, and it's got a pretty nice gloss to it. So I'm gonna let that dry for about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll get ready to pound on another coat. The final coat is on. Like I said before, there's some bug carcasses in the paint, and there's plenty of dirt. I don't think that I have any runs at all. It's got a pretty nice gloss to it, as I anticipated from Rustoleum. If I need to later on, I can always cut and buff. What you're seeing down there is not something I missed. It's the reflection of the ground on the door. Yes, there are some dents that I missed. Yes, there are some sanding scratches that I missed, I didn't see. But overall, I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. It's got a nice shine all over, even up top. I did get up there and put another coat, another heavy coat on the top. That's the reason why I forgot to turn the camera on. I got busy doing that and forgot all about it. But it doesn't really matter. The camera was about dead anyway. So this has been quite an experience. Reliving my past, I guess you could say, when I used to paint cars all the time. I guess I haven't lost it. As far as the painting goes, I could brush up a little bit on body work and final prep work, but like I said, not anticipating this to be a show truck, just making my dad's truck look better and get it back on the road. So I'll close this out and come right back and make a little outro. Just a warning, I look like hell. Alright, as you saw, we got her painted. I couldn't be more pleased with the way it turned out, other than if there was less dust and dirt and bug carcasses in the paint. But like I said, later on, if I want to, I've got enough. I got 3 to 4 coats on the whole truck. I had maybe this much left in the gallon paint can, so it wasn't enough to do another coat. But I'm going to save that to try to paint the inside of the bed at a later date. Trying to get the hose up in there and stuff like that. I boogered this up over here a little bit, but that's okay. I'll take care of that whenever I do to bed. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I hope you guys are too. I'm going to go and have me an adult beverage to celebrate. Please like and subscribe and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about this Rustoleum paint job. Anxious to hear it. Thanks for coming along for the ride.